What's up, guys? How y'all doing? I have returned for another recap video, and it's another prediction video all in one. And unfortunately, this recap video is another somber one for the University of Hawaii men's basketball team. As you're seeing on this graphic here, the University of Hawaii fell short badly to UC Santa Barbara. The final score 78-61. And that was a game that was just so terrible to watch. So, just before we get started, just remember, subscribe. That's how the channel grows, as Cooksey says. And I want to keep my monetization status. And the only way I can do that is if you hit the subscribe button. So, let's get started. Okay, UC Santa Barbara. That was not a good game overall for the University of Hawaii, and I'll tell you why. That all goes back to the first half. At first, it looked like it was going to be a competitive game. UH jumped out to an early 7-2 lead, but that's where it stopped. Because UH went through a scoring drought of over 10 minutes. You heard me right, over 10 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm keeping this short for sure because obviously there isn't a lot to talk about in this game. UH fell victim to a 26-0 run by UC Santa Barbara, and all of a sudden it was 28-7. But I'll tell you this, that final score, 78-61, you take away that 26-0 run, UH would probably have won this game or at least kept it close. But fortunately, UH managed to get things going towards the end in the final 7 minutes, making 20 points, but they were still in a deep hole, and they have got to stop doing this. But you know what? I had said this before, but every time UH goes up against UC Santa Barbara, that's when the true colors of the UH men's basketball team really shows. But I think it was the latter, whether it was good or bad. And as I said, I think it was the latter. The only guy who was hitting threes at all was Noel Coleman. UH had 5 triples. They were 5 for 25 overall. And all 5 of them were from Noel Coleman. But I got to tell you, UH got screwed in more ways than one, not just from the shooting and the athleticism, but the fact that they also had another shot clock violation that should never have been botched up, but they found a way to. And if there's one thing I am never going to do with this team, I'm never giving up on them, no matter how grim it is. But you know what? At this point in the season, although this may sound a little contradictory, I'm looking at the season as it's all about pride from now on. Because right now, UH is 10-10 overall and 2-6 in the Big West, and they're in 10th place out of 11 teams. And you know something else? As I said, it's all about pride. And I know that this team can do great things. But the fact that this kind of terrible luck just comes at them in every direction is not only disappointing to watch, it's also making the games no fun. Really. Because I had so much hope after non-conference, and to see that negated 3 from JoVon McClanahan at the buzzer against Cal State Fullerton, that's really set the tone for this season, and that's the way it's been. And I'll tell you this, with the amount of players that they're losing after this season, the University of Hawaii better do some Easter egg hunting for some damn good players that are just as competent or even twice as competent as the squad now. I'm not saying nobody on the team is incompetent, but what I'm saying is that this team needs some players that are not hesitant and are not afraid to execute their shots. Because the way I'm seeing this team play now, that's like watching an episode of Power Rangers where the Rangers do not even know how to fight. Okay? And I got nothing but love for the University of Hawaii. I still believe in this team, and I still believe that they will turn a corner sooner or later. And when that happens, I don't know. Okay, now I'm going to get all this negative energy out. I'm going to look forward to Cal Poly, and that will be on Saturday, January 27th. And I'm putting UH as 6-point favorites. Cal Poly is 0-8, but I'm not going to let that record deceive me. You know, last year we actually jumped out to a 16-0 lead, but Cal Poly came back to close it up, and it was a battle the rest of the way. But I'll tell you this, with Cal Poly down at the very bottom of the conference, I'm not saying that this is going to be an easy win, but you can't help but think that the University of Hawaii should be able to handle them. Now, the unfortunate part is we're going to have to play the rest of the season without Mor Seck. Why? Because Mor Seck is out with an ACL injury. And it looks like he's going to have to undergo surgery, so we will not see him again until the fall. But looking forward, UH has got to, like I said at the top, like I said earlier in this video, University of Hawaii has got to find some good players because they're losing a bunch of players after this season. McClanahan, Da Silva, Noel Coleman, Juan Munoz, just to name a few. But as for Cal Poly, they got Chance Hunter. They have Cameron Pierce, if he's still on the roster. They lost the services of Alimami Karoma. He transferred to Portland, but he did not play in that game in the Diamond Head Classic. But I still think that this team can still salvage this season. But as of right now, they need to look at it as just all about pride. Not going to lie to you. So I'm just going to hope for the best. But I still think that this team can still win at least 5 more games, whether here or on the road. But they need to think of something quickly. So anyway, guys, that's all for today. And remember, subscribe. You'll see some more shots from my phone that I took. And go Bows. And I'll see you all then. Malama Pona, everyone.